Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network. It's game day, Detroit. You're waking up with Woodward and Maine, your source for all the insider information on the defending NFC North champion Detroit Lions. With insight from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder. Get ready, Detroit. It's now time for Woodward and Maine.
Good morning, everybody. I am Black Santa.
Let's go!
And I give to you a Lions victory over the Chicago Bears. Now, and I'm not going to spend the whole show making fun of Matt Broder.
Thank you.
I'm going to start off by making fun of him.
All right. I'll sit back.
All right, well, it's not that, but I talked yesterday about style points.
You did.
Do you understand now why I'm saying the Lions needed style points against this team?
Yeah, I see what you were saying there. I wouldn't have accepted a W, but they brought the style points.
But if you're squeaking by the Bears 24-23, what does that say about you?
Fair. They were bad. The Bears were bad yesterday.
Okay. So, and the Lions clowned them. I mean, they clowned them with little trick plays. And what's the other thing I always say with J-Mo? Let them fly. I don't understand why at least once a game you just don't send him on a fly pattern. Let him fly.
This was the first one we've really seen that I think was a true fly route where Jared Goff had to unload, lead him. Mm-hmm. Was it about 60 yards in the air?
Yes.
82-yard touchdown? That was the end of the game.
And he got the ball to him.
Yeah.
For people say, he doesn't have enough arm to get the ball to J-Mo's. That's baloney.
That's what we were told.
Yes.
That's what we were told. Was that enough style points for you, what they did yesterday?
It was enough style
in
points.
In Chicago.
Yeah, because it wasn't like 55-50 or something like that. They only gave up 17 points. But a lot of it had, and I'm not going to praise the defense.
Of course you're not.
Too much. Chicago self-implodes.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that is them being bad.
Oh, yeah. And Caleb Williams, he looked like he looked as confused sometimes as like a puppy on daylight savings time. He's just kind of looking around. Where do I go with this ball? 9 seconds.
Yeah, he's inconsistent because he's getting inconsistent coaching.
Yeah.
Once again, he's got another head coach, another offensive coordinator. That's not good for a young guy.
No, not at all. That's his third OC, second head coach. I don't know. Sometimes you got to grab the bull by the horns, and he's the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Figure it out, dude.
Right. There's a question that I used to ask you, and I've forgotten to ask you the last 3 weeks. We had a thing. What was your Super Bowl optimism for the Lions between 1 and 10? And you were right around at 8 for many weeks. What is your Lions Super Bowl expectations now between 1 and 10?
10 being I expect them in the Super Bowl?
They're going to be there definitely. No question. To
10.
1, that
10.
They're not going to do it.
10. You don't ask me for my opinion and then shoot down my opinion. 10. What? They're in the NFC. It's not like they have to go through the Ravens or the Bills or the Chiefs, or I shouldn't throw the Steelers in that mix, but the NFC is a totally different beast. It's a smaller beast. The Eagles lost yesterday.
They did.
So they're out of it for the most part. They got to win 2 in a row. The Lions have to lose 2 in a row for them to have a chance. It's going to come down to Week 18 versus the Vikings. It's going to come down to this game. We thought at the beginning of the year it's probably going to be a rest the starters maybe, or we're going to have those conversations. Not anymore.
Yeah, you know what I thought? I thought it was going to be the Lions and Green Bay. Trying to get that number 1 seed at the end of the year.
We do need to root for Green Bay on Sunday.
Right.
We need them to take down Minnesota. But, no, Terry, it's a 10. It's a 10. I worry about the defense is really the only concern. We talked yesterday, it's the best offense in the NFL. The defense getting pass rush, that is an issue. That's a problem. It still is. You got to get more on the Bears, who were missing half of their line, especially after Braxton Jones went out with an injury. They didn't make it difficult for Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams made it difficult for himself.
Because he's getting bad coaching.
Yeah.
I still think he's a talent. I thought Justin Fields could have worked out there.
Oh, yeah.
If they had good coaching.
100%.
The Bears, I don't know what to say. I was going to use a bad word, but I'm not going to this morning. The Bears are jacked up.
They are.
That's why there's not going to be an offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions going to Chicago. Ben Johnson is not going to go into that mess.
Do you think the Stumblerooski was just him trolling the Chicago Bears organization? Like, sorry, like you could have had this.
No, I just think he thinks of creative things.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw the Stumblerooski,
Yeah.
I'll admit, I'm like, Jared Goff is the gumpiest dude in the whole world.
Yep.
This dude can't even stand up on his own 2 feet. Because I remember the handoff when he stumbled a couple weeks ago. I'm like, can't this dude walk and chew gum?
Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, but then we got more information. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
Brilliant.
And then Gibbs was like falling on the ground and damn, the ball's down here.
Give the man an Emmy. Are Emmys the daytime TV awards?
And I guess people were screaming fumble.
Yeah.
And then you could see there was a linebacker. I don't know who he was. You could tell he fell for the fake because he came in hard and said, oh, they got me.
It was like number 36 or 56. That linebacker doing that was the whole point of that play. Was the whole point of them yelling fumble. I think it was the team on the sideline. They're yelling fumble as it's happening.
Right. But you can't do that play against every team in the NFL.
No.
You got to find out somebody who's a little bit remedial.
The
Bears are that.
They 100% are that.
Right.
That you need to find that team to put it on tape, and they did. Now other teams have to prepare for it, but they don't have to use it ever again.
They won't use it in the playoffs. They got to find somebody else who's remedial.
Yeah, but how fun was that, though? Like, of all the things they could do, you look online after the game on YouTube or X.
You know what? You can use it one more time this season. You could use it in the Super Bowl if the Ravens make it, because the Ravens are a little bit remedial, too.
Yeah. Wow. Shots at the Ravens.
I'm just saying they're remedial.
In the playoffs. Playoffs?
Mm-hmm. No. They're remedial. Even when they win, they're remedial.
I don't even know where to go with that. We're talking Baltimore Ravens, coached by Jim Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson at quarterback.
John Harbaugh.
Harbaugh, the other Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm. They're a little bit stupid at times. If you look, they
have their moments. They Even Kyle Hamilton's made a few mess ups on the defensive end. I just love that they did it. I love that, even in that moment against the Bears, they can have a little fun.
Sure.
Can have a little fun. And that's the genius of Ben Johnson. Yeah, Jared Goff's a little gumpy. Let's use that to our advantage. Mm-hmm. People will expect him to stumble over his own feet like they watched him in the David Montgomery handoff against the Packers a couple weeks ago. Let's use it to our advantage. Brilliant. They practice it, 3 or 4 times a day, Campbell said?
Mm-hmm. You practice almost falling.
Yeah.
Think about it. But, and once again, I'm going to go back to how the Lions are creating new scenarios. Mm-hmm. The Lions are trailblazers. Somebody else is going to try that play.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, yeah, we were practicing on it all week, and, we came up with this play. No, you're going to lie. Tell the truth. You got it from the Lions.
100%. Mm-hmm. Like the 49ers did the triple reverse last year. People they keep taking the Lions plays. You know what that reminded me of, Terry? Have you ever seen – I haven't seen it in professional baseball in maybe ever, at least in a very long time. Have you ever seen one of the first third fake steal plays where you got to run around first base, run around third? The guy on first takes off and falls to the ground like fake trips.
I have seen that.
To cause chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It's constructed chaos. They did it on purpose.
Right.
But you do it to just throw off the reaction time.
Right, and then the guy on third is looking around like, let me see. I think I'll come home.
A pitcher throws it to first, or a catcher tries to throw it down to second, and the guy on third takes home. That's kind of what they did there.
Right.
Laporta just had to catch it. Perfect pass.
Another perfect pass from the guy with the noodle arm that
Can't
doesn't
play
have
in the cold.
hamstring.
He doesn't have arm strength. Can't play in the cold. Has small hands. Was given up by another team.
Whose coach is deemed a genius.
Yeah, right. And now his current coach is deemed a meathead.
Right.
A kneecap biter. Wait, Jared Goff didn't sneak back into the MVP race.
He did not.
It's still Josh Allen.
It is.
Yeah. And he's got a game against the Patriots and the Jets. He's not going to lose it. Even with the less than stellar stat line yesterday, they still got the win.
Right.
Jared Goff is having a hell of a season, though.
No, he is. And, technically, when Josh Allen cemented himself as the favorite for MVP, you could say that Jared Goff had a better game.
Yeah.
But he didn't get the win.
Right. It's all about I know a lot of people don't count quarterback wins, and I get it. There's no one stat. You can't put the win on any one player. It's the most important position on a football field. It is the single most important position to help lead a team to victory. You got to get the ball into the playmakers. I want to talk more about Jared Goff. Might as well welcome our audience here, Terry. This is Woodward in Maine, the first show of the day.
Hello.
For the Woodward Sports Network, my name's Matt Broder. That is Terry Foster, the Detroit sports media legend. I have to ask, you guys got to hear about this dream, this recurring dream he keeps having. I'm going to ask you 1 second.
I've had it 3 times.
1 second. We got Chase GPT in the sound booth. Chase, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
How was the game for you last night?
Great.
Yesterday?
Wonderful. Exciting. We kind of just put him at arm's reach and then just kind of kept him stiff-armed the whole game. So
Stiff arm, baby. And then we got Mr. JB Smooth in the TD booth. JB, good morning, man.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. How you feeling after that dub yesterday in Chicago?
Oh, I was feeling so relaxed. I was relaxed the whole game. I knew the Lions had it under control, so there's no need to worry.
Had nothing to do with Jars or...
No, not at all.
All right, good.
But shout out Jars once again.
Yeah, shout out Jars.
And I got my style points. So there.
You got your style points. Real quick, Terry, what's this recurring dream you've been having?
I've had it 3 times. Jason Tatum, if you don't know who he is, a guard for the Boston Celtics, dunks on me
Yeah.
and calls me a bitch.
What?
I thought that was worth sharing.
Huh?
I thought that was worth sharing. I think
Yeah.
it's you call it a dream. It might be a little bit of a nightmare for some people.
Nah, because, it ends.
The dream ends?
Yeah, it's not like he shoots me or something.
Gotcha. He just puts his
That's
junk
a
on your
nightmare.
forehead.
Yeah, he calls
Fair.
me a bitch, and that's it.
Fair. All right. Well, people have called Jared Goff a bitch his whole career, and he
Yeah.
continues to perform. But I want you were talking style. Actually, before we continue on style points and JMO and Jameer, what did you think about that Fox broadcast yesterday with Jonathan Vilma?
I thought he was an embarrassment yesterday. And here's why. The Bears are getting their asses kicked, right?
Yeah.
This fool's talking about, the Bears need to control clock and they need to establish the run. I'm like, they're down, at the time, they're down 21 points.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You need to pick it up. And he says, and they need to take their time, establish the run. I said, dude, are you? And then a few minutes later, he says, the Detroit Lions need to slow the game down and establish the run. I said, dude, you just said that? I mean, what do we need to do? Just have a walkthrough now?
It didn't make any sense.
No, it didn't.
He was butchering names all game, and I didn't understand that part of the analysis. Normally, I think he's pretty good, especially on the football side of things. Mm-hmm. Not yesterday. What's up, Chase?
his broadcast partner, Kenny Albert, just celebrating he had his 500th national broadcast for the hockey NHL. So he's got 500 pro games in the NFL and NHL broadcasts for Kenny Albert, who was Jonathan Vilma's broadcast partner.
Give
yesterday.
him a little,
wow.
certificate.
Little trophy,
Right.
little participation trophy.
Yes.
No, it was odd. They flipped over after the game. It was cool having the Eagles game on Fox too. The Eagles Commanders right after the Lions game is over. They flipped there. We got to see the Commanders come back on the Eagles. Devontae Smith dropped that ball near the end of the game that would have sealed the deal. Jaden Daniels probably solidified his spot as the offensive rookie of the year. But isn't it great to see the Eagles go down Key Ozzy in the chat says ESPN's pissed they can't glaze the Eagles like they want anymore. Mm-hmm. That was one of the teams. They love talking about the Eagles and A.J. Brown and Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Hopefully Jalen Hurts isn't hurt too long. He went out with a concussion.
Well, the concussion is pretty serious. I don't know if you know that, young.
Yeah, that's I hear.
So I don't know what his status is, but yeah, he got drilled.
He did. And they say more on the Jared Goff topic. People like to use this lack of mobility to their advantage to make a point, but you don't see him putting himself in harm's way like that. He gets to sit back in that pocket. That offensive line made a return. They're back. Mm-hmm. They're back. The new left guard for the Detroit Lions.
Who is that guy?
I think we have a budding star at the guard position. Christian Mahogany. Welcome to the NFL, baby.
Right, and that's another thing that's a reoccurring thing on this show, is it's always there's some dude that you never heard of that's going to come up and not only play but play well.
Yeah.
So the Lions, and not just Dan Campbell, but the Lions players are getting very good coaching from these assistants.
They got the best staff in the NFL from top to bottom.
Right.
Top to bottom. Top three. You could say top three coordinators and position coaches just about everywhere. You go down the list. They're the top in the game. And we see it. We see it with these players developing. Mahogany missed all of training camp. Jumps over Sorsdale and Awasika. Even Skipper playing guard. There's something about this kid that they love. They drafted him in the 5th round? 5th round draft pick, 6th round maybe. Christian Mahogany, we got ourselves a guard.
Can I make a confession?
We got ourselves a guard. Of course you can.
Before the game, when he was introduced that he's going to start at left guard, I was like, oh, God. Now I know where they're going to get stuffed all day. The man played well.
He did.
Yeah.
He played really well. It's nice having Decker on your left and Ragnow on your right, but
you still got to do your thing.
100%. 100%.
Right? And he did.
100%. You see on the defensive end, there was a mistake between Terry and Arnold and Ife Melifonwu because they haven't played together yet on the long Keenan Allen touchdown. Those things happen when you're a rookie and when you're playing with vets or you're playing with new players next to you for the game. I thought Mahogany did great. I thought Gibbs played great. And I thought the 3 running backs behind Gibbs came in and filled the role that they needed.
Right.
Did you think Gibbs was a little gassed by the end of the half or at some point throughout that game?
He probably was. Yeah. But he's young, and he recovers well. He was probably gassed near the end of the game.
Yeah.
But they still kind of asked him to close it down a little bit. So he was still engaged.
Yeah. I think he made some smart business decisions. DeAndre Swift is over on the other sideline like, the hell, like that's what I was doing. Deuce Staley, look at the film. Jahmyr Gibbs made some smart decisions just running out of bounds. Like, you don't have to lower your shoulder every time. You have some of these plays that he runs up the middle, you think he's going to get stuffed, and all of a sudden he bounces it to the outside for a 12-yard run and a first down. Like, the dude is electric. That one spin move he had.
Right.
Spin move he had.
Now, we talk about Gibbs' speed.
Yeah.
You know what I like better than his speed?
What?
Dude is quick. I mean, he's going here, and all of a sudden he over a yard. And you're like, okay, wait a minute. How did that happen?
How? Do you think that's where, and I'm not going to go there, but do you think
you don't go there. Shut up.
All right, I'll go there. Do you think that's where the Barry Sanders comparisons come from? That vertical, or that what do you call it? Vertical, perpendicular. His ability to cut on a dime and go completely to the left or the right, not just straight.
I call it the vertical yo.
The vertical yo.
Because you're going here and then yo, you over here. But yeah, that's Barry Sanders was the most creative running back I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we can debate about if he's the best, but creativity was his forte. And Jahmyr Gibbs now is being creative.
Yeah.
So that's why you see those comparisons.
Yeah.
But he's not Barry.
No. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not going there.
Right.
Terry, 23 rushes, 109 yards. He had a long of 12 and a touchdown, and then 4 catches for 45 yards.
Right.
That's a
and
good
when
game.
he was drafted, what did Brad Holmes say about him?
Weapon.
I'm not drafting a running back. I'm drafting a weapon, and he's a weapon.
He got clowned for it at number 12. He was going to be gone by 15.
Sure. The thing that I have not seen much of Jahmyr Gibbs that I expected to, I expect to see him in the slot a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they got their thing. What they're doing is working now.
Yeah.
I was just saying that if I were a remedial offensive coordinator, I put Gibbs in the slot sometimes. But now you can't do it because Montgomery's not there.
Right. There's a little less opportunity there. But what I love that Ben Johnson does, and I'm remembering one touchdown. It was the Tim Patrick touchdown a couple weeks ago in the red zone where they lined Gibbs out wide. He might have been in the slot, but I think he was out wide. And then St. Brown in the backfield. And they had St. Brown run out to one side. Gibbs was on the left. It creates just mismatch nightmares when you're not ready for it.
Right. And then the other thing is there's always somebody different offensively. Like Tim Patrick. Did he play yesterday?
You wouldn't know. We had one target. I had to check after the game. Was he hurt? Like, did he actually play?
No, the Lions go in different directions, and they can do that. Like Tim Patrick will probably have 8 catches for 90 yards against San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because it's like Ben Johnson is spinning the wheel, and wherever it lands on, that's who's gonna be a hero that week. It doesn't matter. I mean, he can go in a lot of different directions, and that's what makes this offense dangerous.
He trusts his quarterback too. J-Mo 5 receptions, St. Brown 6 receptions, Gibbs 4, Laporta 4, Vaki 2, Jamar Jefferson 1, Craig Reynolds 1. Like, who do you cover?
Oh, God. Well, you got to cover St. Brown.
Yeah.
Who's uncoverable.
Honestly, to me, in the game yesterday, that St. Brown touchdown, what was it? When was it? It was was it the second half? I'll find it in my notes. But the little screen pass, third and goal. Maybe it was 3rd and 9.
There was no way he was going to score on that play, but he did.
He did. You had Taylor Decker blocking one way, Mahogany, Zeitler and Sewell were coming over Ragnow, and somehow St. Brown just kind of wiggles his way through, and all of a sudden at about the 4-yard line, you see him scamper through and just shoot out of that pile of people.
That's the second time that St. Brown has scored on a play that I thought was stupid. A few weeks ago, there was a 3rd and 8. So you always pass on 3rd and 8. But they gave him a little end around, and he scored. And then yesterday, I'm like, that play is dead. And he disappears, and then he scores.
That's why you draft him. That's why he's your dude. That's why you pay him. He has this spatial awareness. I'm pretty sure they don't measure that at the NFL Combine, do? No. Instincts, spatial awareness, how to follow blocks. Was it 40 time? Can you catch a ball from the jugs machine or something? I know I'm underselling the NFL Combine.
But here's the other thing that we don't say about the Lions. These dudes are smart. It's very high football IQ, not just from the coaches, but from the players too. Like Kirby Joseph. That dude's got a high football IQ. Brian Branch just blasts you.
Out of this world.
But Kirby Joseph is scheming out there. He's like, okay, all right, you're moving the ball on us. I see you, but I'm gonna get you.
He almost got Caleb Williams early in the game on their 5th drive. And so in the second quarter, they were near the end zone, or they were in the red zone.
Right.
And Kirby Joseph, he was trying to bait Caleb Williams into catching the guy. I think it was Roma Dunze on a crossing route. It was the drive. Cole Kmet ended up scoring the touchdown, but he almost.
But you know what Caleb Williams did?
What?
He saw that in film and says, "Oh, he's trying to get me." I see that. He probably caught it like at the last millisecond, but he caught it. You got to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
Because Kirby is mischievous, and he's trying to lure you into something.
Yeah.
Like he'll be looking over here, like, and his guy's there. He's like, okay, and then boom, he's right there.
That's that
Shoots
development.
the gap, right?
That's the evolution. Now he's comfortable out there. The game is slow. He's had Aaron Glenn getting him ready for these moments since his career started.
Right.
What'd you think about the secondary yesterday? Amik Robertson got the start on the outside. Mm-hmm. Terrion Arnold, I thought played pretty well. Still had a couple rookie mistakes. Iffy was back, and I thought looked really good.
Yeah, he did. He was. I'm not going to call him shaky, but I thought he made good plays, but he had some shaky plays too.
Yeah.
Like he gave up the long touchdown pass, and he got suckered in.
That was right before the half, too.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right. But I'm telling you, this dude's going to be special, even though we see flaws. He's good.
He is.
Very good.
Very good. I was impressed. I called him out yesterday, Terry, Amik Robertson. I thought he stepped up and played really well, too.
I thought that was your guy.
That was my guy.
You were praising him yesterday.
And he wasn't perfect in coverage. He's not very big, but he does play bigger than that. He was second on the team in tackles, 8 tackles, 5 solo, 3 assisted. He had 2 there we go. 1 tackle for loss, 2 passes defended. I thought he had a forced fumble. He punched it out earlier in the game. They're not giving him credit to that, but he was in on that play. That's what you need. We had those 2 takeaways early. One was forced by the Lions. The other was a Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze handoff mistake. But those takeaways were huge. That got the ball back in Jared Goff's hands, and they scored. They scored the first 7 possessions.
I got a question for you younger fellas.
Yes.
What the hell was Jahmyr Gibbs and St. Brown doing their little celebration dances? What was that?
The one after St. Brown scored?
No, not the rockabye baby thing, but he's reverse humping the goalpost.
JB, do you know?
The Jahmyr Gibbs when he first got in.
Yeah, the pole dance. Or the
Was that strip club stuff? Because I know you go to the strip club every week.
I mean, I don't go to the strip club every week, but it seemed like it was a strip club dance, the backwards, let the money fall on you type of thing, but
Is that what they were
that's
doing?
just me.
Cinnamon to the main stage.
I know.
It's called Jahmyr Gibbs Cinnamon.
St. Brown. I
St.
thought
Brown.
St. Brown did it. And then Gibbs had to do it twice. Because they took
away his first
touchdown back, and then he had to do it again.
Oh.
Cinnamon to the main stage.
I wonder how much fine money got handed out yesterday from touchdown dances.
Well, yesterday the whole NFL was dancing.
It was a TikTok show.
Right. No, you know what? Don't get me started on fines, because you can hump a post, but you can't dunk the post. I don't get it.
Safety reasons.
Bring touchdown celebrations back.
I'm all for it.
Why not? Remember how electric it was when Joe Horn scores a touchdown? What's he gonna do? That busts a Sharpie out, the cell phone? I know it gets a little over the top, but still.
No. I love it.
Just let it all come back.
Let it go.
The Lions would still be.
Put like a wooden stage out there and let them dance. Let them break dance. I don't care.
What do they call the plastic that break dancers spin on? Shoot.
They call it the plastic that breakdancers spin on.
No,
There's not a name for it.
There is a name for it, and someone in the chat's going to hook this up for me.
Talk about the cardboard box.
Are you talking about linoleum?
Yeah, it's called a cardboard
Linoleum.
box.
Yeah,
Right?
linoleum. That's just like a material that you
Yeah.
put for flooring.
Yeah, helps them spin.
Linoleum is what you used to put on your kitchen floor.
So it's slick.
It is slick.
Yeah. So you put that on your cardboard.
Yeah, but that linoleum curls up and gets nasty and gnarly and everything. You want something better than that.
All right. I got to learn the dance moves first, Terry.
We're going to see you on TikTok?
Yeah, we'll get you on TikTok, brother.
Nope. You guys don't want to see that?
TikTok, brother.
No, I wonder, that might be going away soon.
They're not taking that away.
No, they're not going to take
We'll
it away.
see.
They'll sell it to someone. The whole China is spying on us stuff. I'm not buying that. America likes to scare people. Oh, the Chinese are over there looking at you in your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying what you doing. You're screwing your wife. They're saying, no, they're not.
It's like Connor Stallions of social media. or Bill Belichick and the Patriots filming practices.
Right.
They're not actually stealing anything. If what I'm understanding is accurate.
Right. Yeah, but don't take TikTok away, because then my wife's gonna go nuts, because she is the TikTok queen. She sends me at least 2 things of TikToks every night, because she's up there. I see her over there. She's like got a glow on her face, and she's TikToking at 3 a.m.
Influencers,
Like,
man.
girl, go to bed. You got to get up at 6. Why are you TikToking at 3?
Was she the one who found the Thanksgiving on TikTok, Thanksgiving dinner that you cooked? Or were you scrolling?
I was scrolling.
Okay.
But I got the TikTok from her, and I made a good Thanksgiving breakfast.
Come on.
Yeah, it was good.
From the dollar store, right? TikTok, like they directed you to the cheapest Thanksgiving breakfast you could make?
I don't do dollar store.
Okay. Maybe
That's
I'm
her.
thinking of something else.
No, I'll tell you what's messed up about the dollar store.
What?
She's like, Terry, can you go get a spatula from the dollar store? I'm like, no. So what I have to do is I go to the dollar store to get the spatula, bring it home. She doesn't like it. And then she says, can you go to Meijer or Walmart or Kmart? There's no Kmart anymore. And get another spatula. So the way I look at it is we're spending $1 on something that she's not going to like. And then I got to go back again and get the same damn thing. How you saving money?
You're not.
Bam.
There's another $1 on the new spatula you're getting from Walmart.
And plus,
Gas
the
money?
dollar store is not the dollar store anymore.
It's $1.25 store.
You can get $5 stuff in there. They got one thing called Dollar General.
Yeah.
Which means generally you're gonna spend $1 or some dollars. So, bam.
It's confusing to people. It's like going into a Dick's or something.
Right. But that has nothing to do with the Lions' victory over the Bears,
Yeah, maybe.
which is that's a dollar store franchise, by the way.
That's factual.
That's why you had to have style points yesterday.
Ben Johnson brought the style points. Before we keep talking about it, Terry, Lefty Guns in the chat. I like this name. Lefty Guns says, where'd that go? Here we go. Merry Christmas from Tennessee, man. T. Foss, Michigan legend. Had to shout you out. So that's from Lefty
beautiful.
Guns.
Thank you.
We get a lot of people talking about your sweater. They love it.
I got to get a Lions sweater like this. I couldn't find one.
They have them at Abercrombie and Fitch these days.
Okay, well I have to go to
That's still around?
A&F.
Apparently a little rebranding.
Huh.
They're gonna have T-Foss posted up outside.
They're gonna have what?
I said they're gonna have Terry posted up outside. He's gonna be one of the new models.
I want to see Terry in some short jean shorts, ringing a bell like this at the Salvation Army with Naz.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah.
He was great.
No, if me and Maz were out there, doing the little kettle thing, we wouldn't get anything done because
No.
we'd just be talking old stuff. He'd be talking about his stupid Yankees and.
We should do like a pay to argue with Terry Foster segment of something.
Pay to argue with me?
Yeah, like I'm thinking. I know
Love it.
that's for charity, but like if you were just sitting out on a corner, like hey, $10 and we can have a conversation here. I think there'd be a lot of people in the chat who would show up and say, "Give me my 5 minutes with T. Foster."
I'd do it.
Yeah, Father Foster, Reginald.
Do I have to be nice or can I be a dick?
No, you preferably be a dick.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's get it going.
they want the most genuine SOL version of Terry. Speaking of, there are people out there. Yeah, I guess I don't blame them. This Lions team has the ability, has the chance. There's a possibility this season. They win 14 games and they get the 5 seed. Can you believe this?
Yeah, this is crazy because usually, if you're 13-2, you would have clinched the number 1 seed. They would have just given you a path to the Super Bowl. This is nuts. But the thing that's crazier is the Vikings could win 15 games and have the 5 seed.
That's insane. That's insanity. They got to take care of business. The 49ers are now officially out. So they head to San Francisco this week. One of the most important things to me about this game yesterday against Chicago, they escaped without injury. Like,
Yeah, that's a miracle.
they want miracle. Maybe it's the grass. Maybe it's playing outside on grass and not turf. But they not only won with your style points, 34-17. Goff had 336 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 137 passer rating. And they snuck away with no injuries. So they're going to continue to get healthier. Hopefully, if he gets a little, gets back into shape. Emmanuel Mosley's on his way back. Anzalone, we have a left guard now. Maybe backing up Graham Glasgow if he comes back, or maybe not. Who knows?
If Glasgow can get his job back.
Now he has it. Now he can slow his recovery. Like, we don't have to rush Glasgow back for the 49ers game, depending on how serious the injury, because we have our guard of the future. Maybe it's right guard. I don't know. Right side of Ragnow, Mahogany, and Penei Sewell.
You know what? Do like you do in baseball, the utility man.
Just put him wherever.
Utility,
or that's what Glasgow
utility offensive lineman.
Like the Shane Halter of the offensive line.
We don't know where we need you, but be ready to play.
He could do it. Any of the 3 interior spots. That's what Glasgow can do too.
Sure.
Shoot, put Penei Sewell at any of the 5. Guarantee he'd be a Pro Bowl center.
Sure, but keep on the outside.
Well,
That
duh.
athleticism, you got to take advantage of.
100%. I'm just saying he could play any of the 5 offensive line positions.
Let me ask you a question. Who would you rather have, Penei Sewell or Micah Parsons?
Penei Sewell, hands down.
Remember that argument, that debate we had around here?
2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did they pass on Micah Parsons for this dude? He's a lineman. That's stupid.
Lineman from Oregon who had just taken the year off, right? He didn't play his junior or senior, his last year there. We took him over Micah Parsons, over Surtain and J.C. Horn and Justin Fields.
Right.
Justin Fields.
I got a message from this fan that says the Lions are going to rue the day they passed on Justin Fields for Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
That's going to bite them in the butt for the next 8 years.
Gosh, I'm sure Joe Burrow thinks the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know he likes his LSU wide receiver. I'm sure he's not gonna come out and say it, but I think he also likes his knee cartilage, which he keeps losing more of because they don't have an offensive line.
Right.
This team's special. We now see the future starting to build that offensive line, which was beginning to become a bit of a worry, Terry. Not that they're a bad. They're still the best offensive line in the league, but they're getting up there in age. Minus Penei Sewell. Now they got Mahogany. We got a young backfield. This team. This is why I think they're not a lock to get to the Super Bowl. Why my confidence is as strong as ever.
Well, if you got a 10 out of 10, that's a lock.
All right, it's a lock. They have the best offensive line in the league.
Now, have we monitored the people yet? Because a few days ago, man, they were like, oh, my God, this is over. The Lions had a nice run. They're done.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a lot of negativity in the chat. I haven't been as engaged as I'd like, but it's all positive. It's like the negative is Kiazi calling out Nick Wright and Mike Florio for their trash takes. You know, like Caleb Williams before taking a snap was the 5th best quarterback in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You know, and the Bears are going to be in the Super Bowl. It's idiotic. But he makes a lot of money to tell people that, I guess.
Well, I think in our business, people fight to be the first one to say something,
mm-hmm.
whether they believe it or not.
And
then if it comes true, it's like, hey, I was the first one to tell you that. And then if it doesn't, it's like, I don't remember saying that.
Yeah. This is my first year, Terry, of getting the full cycle of covering an NFL team or being that involved. And you see in August, a lot of these analysts, you see the 5, 6, 7 different takes come on different shows at different moments, but they get them out there early. And then you get later into the season, you start pulling those the receipts that are accurate. They start pulling those out. I love me some Dan Orlovsky, but he's as guilty as anybody.
No, he is. But I like Dan. I think he does a very good job.
He does. But he picks about 4 different quarterbacks to ride. Kind of Jared Goff, but he'll come back to the Lions.
He loves Matthew Stafford.
Oh, but big fan. Big fan. The Rams are sneaking in there. Are you worried at all about the Vikings Week 18?
I don't know why, but the Vikings do not scare me. I think Sam Darnold is good. I think the team is good. But if the Lions had to play a game to go to the Super Bowl, I'd rather them play the Vikings than the Green Bay Packers.
I think I probably would too.
And maybe I'll be proven wrong, but the Vikings are like, they're okay, but yeah, they've been winning a lot of close games. There's games they should have lost and didn't, and they're lucky and blah, 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 blah. So, no, I'm not.
There have been a lot of games.
And I should be.
There have been a lot of games that they've won that probably would have been in your category of if the Lions didn't win with style points yesterday, but just squeaked out a 1, 2, 3-point victory. It's a lot of the Vikings' victories this year. I think they're a very good team, but I'm with you. Their weakness right now, their offensive line, is also the Lions' weakness, the defensive line.
Right. But the way I look at it, if the Lions, let's say, had beaten the Bears 42-40, and it was like nip and tuck and went down to the wire, I would be worried about, could the Lions beat San Francisco and Minnesota to get that number 1 seed? I would be doubting that at this point.
That they're going to win too?
Because only because the Bears are so jive, or as we call them, jive, that you shouldn't be in a game with them at this point of the season. Now, earlier when they won it by 3 at Ford Field, you can kind of understand that because the Bears were going through a bunch of games where they were just screwing up at the end and losing. They were in a lot of close games, but now, they're like somewhere else mentally.
The Bears.
So you're not supposed to be in a game with a team like this.
Yeah, but I can appreciate that. I'm not scared of the Vikings, especially at home.
Correct.
I think Jared Goff's got Brian Flores' number. It's going to come down to the Lions' defense, I think, against them. And again, Sam Darnold will turn the ball over once or twice. Kirby Joseph will get a pick, and that's the key to victory against the Vikings. You just got to control the ball.
Because if Kirby Joseph lures Sam Darnold into something, or Darnold into something, he's not going to be like Caleb Williams. Not going to do that. He's just going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Gunslinger.
Good luck.
That's what Darnold's known for. That's why he was drafted. He was the number 1 overall pick, if I remember correctly. He's a gunslinger. Number 3 overall. Gunslinger.
He can
Didn't work
kill
out.
you, and he can kill himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like every Vikings quarterback over the last decade, including Nick Mullins and Kirk Cousins.
Who's going to be the Vikings quarterback next year? Donald or your boy JJ?
Probably JJ. They should think long and hard about Darnold. Or Darnold maybe goes to Seattle or to the 49ers, goes back to San Francisco if they decide not to stick with Purdy, who's going to command $60 million. Insanity. But
Going rate.
with about 6 minutes left, Terry, I just want to talk about that Goff to J-Mo throw again. Let's just relive that moment. That or the stumble-rooski. Or are there any other nicknames for that play? The trick play, the deceptive play?
I like Stumble-Rooski.
You like stumble-rooski? I think that's one of my favorite too.
Or Stumble-Foolski. Because they tricked the Bears.
They did.
You can't do that against every team, I'm telling you.
Jared Goff, the best play-action quarterback in the NFL. He just etched that in stone. Like hieroglyphics. Just, hey, I am now unequivocally the best in the NFL. They put on a show. That was a play.
I'm telling you, it's that white boy wiggle.
It's that white boy wiggle. But then
he's so slow that he throws you off.
You work to your strengths, am I right?
Right. Your strength can be slowness.
Seriously. That's Luka Doncic's strength.
Right.
Cade Cunningham's strength. Tom Brady, dare I say?
Luka Doncic looks like he ate a bucket of chicken every day of his life.
Yeah. and washed it down with a beer after the game.
Right. But he tricks you.
He gets the player across from him to play his speed. Jared Goff lures the defense into what he wants and then throws his guys open.
No, I think guys are playing at their speed, but then Jared Goff is so slow. They go right by him, and he can do stuff like the fumble, whatever it is, and and he can be real slow. His play actions are really, really slow, if you notice, but they work.
It's all about that fake. Jordan Leinhardt in the chat, Terry, says, low-key, the best part of that JMO throw is watching Randall L. running down the field during it. Love that passion. You see Antoine Randall L. just take off.
I don't know who was faster, Randall L. or JMO. You know, Randall L. back in the day, he was a fast, little quick guy.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
out of Indiana.
Indiana. I was covering Michigan State and Indiana at Spartan Stadium, and Randall L. had just killed the Spartans. And so we talked to him on the field, and I'm looking down at this dude, and I said, this is the dude that just murdered a Division I football team. He looked like some dude off the street.
Little 5'8", 5'9", maybe.
He looked like he was 5'8" to me. Actually, he looked like he was 5'3".
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, this is the dude, and he was.
Did you were you at the Super Bowl in Detroit when he threw the touchdown pass?
I was there. I was not on the field, but I was there.
We were there. Mm-hmm. Epic moments. He's the only. I think he's the only. No, did Mark Brunell throw a touchdown in a Super Bowl? I'm not sure, but I think Antoine Randall L. might be the only player personnel with the Lions right now to have thrown one in the Super Bowl.
I think he's the only Smurf to throw a touchdown pass.
He's a little guy. I'll let you tell that to him.
I will. Yes.
What do you think?
I want you there.
We saw it a couple weeks ago, and with Antoine Randall L., but also yesterday, Dan Campbell was giving some tough coaching to JMO earlier in that game. And still he walked away with 5 catches on 7 targets, 143 yards.
But you know what?
And a titty.
You got to do that because the Lions, the whole Lions team is focused on being professional, getting these wins, number 1 seed. They're in championship mode. Mm-hmm. JMO is not when he's still carrying over a feud from 3 weeks ago. You got to move on. That was, you know what? That may have been the biggest play or the biggest moment of that game. JMO, get your shit together. What's wrong with you? We are trying to accomplish all of this, and you still clowning? You still worried about what this dude said about you? No. He deserved that, and I'm glad he did it. And maybe if Dan Campbell doesn't get in his ass, we don't see, let it fly, JMO.
You saw them all celebrate after that. I think you're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. It's moments like that. It's why the Lions are different.
Right, and his teammates have to rally around him because they know he got chewed out by the coach, which you never want to do, especially on TV.
Right.
But it happened, and it needed to happen.
And they also, they want to be there for him for that aspect too. They also know the pest that Tyreek Stevenson is. They want to make sure, they know why JMO is kind of a little... He's a little too up for that game, a little too up for that moment.
True, but, you know, there's a thing in sports, you got to be professional. You can't be all, all emotion and not think. Mm-hmm. JMO's been on a different page than the rest of his teammates his whole career. He's still not where he needs to be.
Does that excite you or does that concern you? Because that excites me.
It excites me because I know the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
He's gotten all his flaws out, but we have to understand that he's not a finished product.
No.
Dan Campbell understands that. And I keep telling you that Dan Campbell is a hard ass, usually behind closed doors. Yesterday we saw it on the field, and it was very, very necessary.
Yeah. Pick and choose those moments.
Right.
You don't see Dan Campbell do that often on the field. But he had his moment.
Well, you don't have childish behavior on the field a lot of times with the Lions. Mm-hmm. You got it from JMO. And Dan Campbell knows he needs this guy. He's going to need this guy if they're going to win a Super Bowl. So now he's got to, I don't know, he's got to walk the fine line, JMO. He wants him to be emotional. He wants him to.
And the Lions want him to be emotional too,
because that's who he is. But you gotta harness yourself sometimes.
Controlled chaos, like the Stumblerooski.
Right.
Use the emotion to your advantage. Don't let it hurt you.
Right.
Been too many times it's hurt him.
J-Mo needs to be professional. So one thing that he's lacking.
On the field, what do you say, Terry? When he's on the field,
let him fly.
let him fly. Let him fly.
Telling you.
Terry, it's 7:50. This will be the end of the show. Any last words, comments to our audience here on this Victory Monday morning?
Style points. I'm telling you, that's my words for the day, style points. The Lions needed style points. You can't be tricking around with a team like the Bears. They did it. I'm more confident this team can win the next 2 games. I'm more confident that in the playoffs they can go through the Rams. I don't know who else.
All of them.
Whoever it is.
Eagles, Vikings, Packers,
Eagles, right.
Bucks.
They can do that. But they need it. You need to
Falcons?
get rid of a team like the Bears and not be in a dogfight with them.
Yeah.
So yesterday was a good day. I know it's just the Bears, but the Lions did what they had to do. Only gave up 17 points. So, hang on.
It's over. It's over. Shout out to everyone in the chat watching on YouTube. I'm here looking at the YouTube chat. We were on X, on Instagram. We're all over the place. I see you, Half-Hearted, Mike Bell, Matthew Garcia, DJ, Skydog. Where's my guy Xavier D, Jordan Leinhart? Everybody, Ryan, Vincent E. Everyone, have a really great Victory Monday for Chase, for Jeremy, for Justin, who just walked in the door, the legend T. Foss, Terry Foster,
Is
and
that
myself.
appropriate? Jesus is wearing a QB1 shirt.
Yeah, it's for Carhartt too. With Bryce
all right.
Underwood.
Oh my God! Did you get that made up, or is that they're selling that now?
They sell them. They sell them.
You see Barstool? That's
I see
a
that.
Dave Portnoy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's part of their NIL collectors that they sell.
And you're buying right into it.
Hey. Buy. Oh, look at that, JB. Buy Bryce Underwood. We got to get out of here. Everyone, if you could, hit the like button on the way out. It really helps us push this content out to more people on YouTube. Tune in to Wake Up Woodward. With the fellas are staying in the studio with Flannel and with Kool-Aid. It's going to be Wake Up Woodward from 8 to 10. This was Woodward and Maine, Terry. Always a pleasure.
I had a blast.
We'll see everybody Sunday before the 49ers game at 8 a.m. Right back
Actually,
here.
we will not see them Sunday. We will see them
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Monday Night Football. So we'll see you next Monday and Tuesday.
Love that. Love
Right.
that. Enjoy your weekend. Go Lions. Let's go.
Bye.